Guys, I'm going to make this fun project for today. This is Christy's Beautiful Life, and it is 30 days. I am on day 24 finally. I'll show you a picture of the layout that it's going to be. It's by, her last name's Grupp, Grupp, and you can see that I followed it very closely instead of she has like little squares at the bottom, and I have a fence. And you can see this was like a 3D project. It's by Emily Group, and she did like mixed media, but the paper, if you look at it closely, it has little circles in it, so I thought this is what this paper reminded me of, so I thought I would go ahead and use it. This is a sneak peek. It is Stampin' Up! Paper. It will be available September 4th. This is the second layout that I've done, and it's just a sneak peek of it, and so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The thing that I like best, you might hear a lot of noise in the background because there are teenagers over here tonight, and I waited until it was light, but they're still kind of noisy, so you might hear some strange noises. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to make this cute little fence. And in the sketch she had little banners, and I made it a little fence. This fence is really easy to make, and I made it out of just scraps, and I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to show you on my mat, and I didn't. So what I did was I scored, and I've showed you this quite a few times. So I made the wood grain paper. So what I did was I did score lines along that, and then I just took my ink and I spread it down, and it created this look. And you can kind of see that it just gives a little bit. And so how I made the fence was I took a strip of paper, and I had everything set out. So I made on this, I'm going to show you from this one that is unfinished. So this is a finished one, and this is unfinished. And you can see that I used scraps of paper. I cut this at 1 inch. So this is my base, like this. And you can see I don't even care that I didn't have much of this paper left, because I really conserve it. And so see how this base is on there? I don't even care. So then next I'm going to, I had this baseline, and then I'm just going to add, the longer ones are 2 inches, the shorter ones are 1 inch. So I'm just placing it on here. It's kind of how you would really build a fence. So I don't know if you've ever, the only reason I know how to do this is because my house, I had my friend come and build a house, and I thought, and I think it's called a good neighbor fence, where you put the ugly side towards you. So you have this part where it has the base towards you. So I'm going to put that like there. And then, so that was a 1/2 inch. So this was a 1/2 inch by 12, and then I made it the whole length of the scrapbook paper, and then I have short ones and tall ones. And I kind of ran out, so I'm just going to, because I want my fence to go all the way, I have a little bit of this one, so I am just going to make it 1.5 inches. You know that I'm not a perfectionist, right? Cut it off like that. And I'll go right to the end. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. So I'll cut it off. You can tell how noisy it is in a house that has teenagers. And I'm going to just kind of hang it off there, and then I will trim that off the edge. Okay, so that is my fence. The next part I did was this is a 1/4 inch, and these are old-fashioned brads. And how you make those, I just set them on here like this, and I'll line this up because I don't want them to be uneven. And then if you have a paper piercer, you can use that, or If not, you can just go ahead and poke it through here. A lot of your rulers will have, if you want them to be super even, I could take this. I got this, believe it or not, I got this really cool ruler on a garage sale. They say craft, I'm there. If you wanted them to be super lined up, you could just put it in the middle like that, and you could just jab it through. Because I'm just making a hole just so I will know where to put my brads. These brads have been in my stash since the beginning of time. If you are a close to my heart person or you're familiar, I'm going to show you right here. I think I'm off camera. So I'm just going to stick it through like that. The reason I did this, and you'll notice that I'm not putting it all the way through because I don't want the brads to touch any part of my paper. Like, I don't want it to touch part like my pictures. So, and you can see that's going to be a little bit longer. It'll all make sense when I do the layout. So this layout has, the hardest thing about this layout was, besides paper piercing, was finding a color that showed up on my nest. And I'll show you what I did. So the title of this is Our Nest is Blessed, and it has pictures, really cute pictures of, I make a calendar for this family every year, and I actually make an album for them because their kids are really cute. They are my shirt tail kin, which means they're related to people who are related to me, but not related to me in particular. Okay, so then I put this across here, and then I'm going to glue my fence down, and then that is the most time-consuming and hardest part of that. I'm going to cover up. Some of my pictures are coming. I don't mind seeing the adults, but if they're kids, I don't like to, and especially if they're not my kids. I'm going to glue this, and I'm going to just put it on there like that. So, if you have a mess mat, because I'm not the world's best gluer, I just take it, and I will go back and put glue dots on this, because anytime I'm adding a lot of weight by adding the brads. If you did not have brads, you could go ahead and put like Nuvo drops. I want to make sure these are straight all the way across. So, all right. And when this gets to this, see how this is going to hang over? I'm going to trim that off because I'm going to get very concerned. Oops, you can't see that. I'm going to come over this like this, and then I'm going to trim this off. Very unscientific. Okay, so the one thing I want to show you about this, and then so that's how I made the fence. I'm going to kind of focus on this. So that's how I made the fence. And I also made, these are my journaling, same idea. It's 1/2 inch, and I put 2 brads on the side, or whatever you're using, if you're using dots or whatever. So this was the hardest thing that I did, was I was trying to find a color that would actually stand up and show up. So I was using white. I'll show you all the colors that I used. I tried red, but there wasn't anything. The red kind of picks up the little girl's dress, but I decided I would just go ahead and go with the little boy's shirt. I tried a darker blue, it didn't show up. I tried white, it didn't show up. So, the other thing I want to show you about this layout, before I get it all, I'm recording! So, the other thing I wanted to show you was that, see how the birds are upside down? That drove me a little bit on the crazy side. So I decided that I did not want my birds upside down, and I did have leftover paper from my previous layout. So I am just going to take these trees, these birch trees. If you're from the Midwest, these trees are really kind of common, and so I'm just going to have these trees go there on the birds. Okay, so this is how, so the bird paper is, I'm putting it to the side so that it's a 2-page layout, and I like it so that it matches. So, and then in Emily's layout, she had a border up the top, but I'm just having the cardstock. So this is on Early Espresso, so I'm going to just kind of line this up. It's a 1/2 inch from the bottom, top, sorry. And I'm just going to go ahead and run that. I did gut my paper, but then I decided I had so many things going on, I did not gut my second piece of paper. So, and I'm going to definitely be using that ruler. And so, all right. So like I said before, this, I have to make sure I'm doing this right. I'm going to kind of place my pictures kind of sort of where I want them to go, and then I'm going to put my trees to make sure that my birds are not flying upside down. I think it's kind of interesting that they had these birds upside down. I don't know if it was, I was told when I was with Close to My Heart, I was told that they always work like a year ahead, and since they did not know that Close to My Heart was not going to be around in a year, maybe this was just made for card makers. And if you're a card maker, you could cut this in half, and then you'd have 4 of, you could make 4 of whatever card you were making. But for scrapbookers, upside down birds are probably not my, I just, you know, I'm not picky about a lot of things, but yeah, we don't want to, we draw the line there. Okay, so I'm going to put my fence on, and I want to make sure that my fence is, I want as much of this to show on the bottom, and you're not going to see much of the birds in this left side, but I'm going to go ahead and put it down to 1/4 inch because I do like it being balanced and showing a little bit. So I'm going to put my fence at 1/4 inch on the bottom, and you can see how I created it. I had that strip that I cut, and then I just did every other long, short, and it doesn't even really matter. I did need them to be at least 1/2 inch tall, so they'll cover up my gaposis, because I did make a little boo-boo when I was cutting. I got a little cut happy. So this paper is cut at 11 1/2. If you wanted to make sure, you could just cut it 11 1/2 by 11 1/2, and that way you would have plenty to fit underneath the fence, or so. But when you're making prototypes, a lot of mistakes are made, and I'm going to just run my tape runner along there like that and put a few things in here. And I almost wish I was a bird watcher when after seeing this paper, because it's so incredibly pretty. I hate to lose this little bird, but I'm going to go ahead and put this one under here because this bird is upside down. So we're just going to make it a tree. If upside down birds don't bother you, you don't have to cover them up. It's just a me thing. I got this in a bundle, and I've used the die cut, the bird die cuts. Oops. If you wanted this to go all the way up to the top, you could, but I'm going to just make it right here and cover up that upside down bird. And then I'm going to, okay, I have one other upside down bird. He's up at the top here. That one doesn't bother me quite as bad because he looks like he could be perched on that other one. But, and then I'm going to have a middle. This one's going to be in the middle. I feel like I'm missing a tree branch. Maybe not. I'm going to put this one right here. And this one, when I trimmed it, see how I cut out his little tail? So it looks like the tails are coming off. I thought that made it look a little bit more realistic. So I'm just covering that funky upside down bird right there. And I'm just going to put it right there. Then I am going to, so the pictures, these pictures are at about, oops, I feel like it's not on there, but okay, so these pictures, let's see, I gotta have the nest up here because I have my journaling spots. I had to create a journaling spot so just so that it would be even and not, okay, let's see if I like that. All right. I don't normally, a lot of it I normally have glued down, but I thought I'd just do things a little bit so you could see these. Oops. Pictures are coming on. Okay, so this is going to be at about, the pictures are at about 7 1/4. So I'm going to make sure that they both are at 7 1/4. 7 1/4, maybe 7 1/2. We'll call it 7 1/2. I want to give us a little bit more room. And I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, that makes me happy. There is going to be another tree that comes down there, but I seem to have lost it, so I will add that. At the beginning of the video is always my finalized picture, so to speak. I'm going to put that one right at 6 1/4. And I do have a skinny tree to put there. It just kind of adds a little bit of balance. And this picture is going to cover up the upside down bird. And then I'm going to put my little nest. This nest is blessed. When I looked at I took pictures. Normally I do the video and then I do the pictures. I did opposite, and then I noticed, oh wow, I've got, my blessed is really kind of crazy. Then this is going to go, gotta line this up. I'm lining up the picture. I have to measure everything. Some people can eyeball it. I wish I was like that. It could save so much time if I could just eyeball something and it could be right. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So the colors that I used are Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, and this is Boho Blue. So because this is pretty monochromatic, how I used that was I had to match the picture. So you might want to use a different picture for your Nest is Blessed, and that was a Cricut Access. And all I did was, I use the Cricut every day, but I am by no means an expert. So what I do, I mean, I can do what I want to do, but I'm not one of these people that can create beautiful files and all that. What I did was I typed in nest. I found a nest that I liked, and then it was not, of course, it wasn't wide enough, and I thought, oh, it'd be cute to put the picture in on that. And so what I did was I just I unlocked and I just changed the size. I think the nest originally was like 2 inches, and I made it 4 1/2 wide, and then it was so easy. It was just basically 2 cuts, and yeah. So I like the title. I love cutesy titles. I'm just going to glue this down, but you might want to pop dot it. You could not pop dot it, you could foam tape it. So that is that page. And the second page is going to go even quicker because Everything is already, it's always when you have to justify it. So I'm going to glue down this, I think. Did I glue this down already? Oh, I did. Seems a little, I'll move it towards the middle, so, oops. Let me not be off camera. Okay, here's my little trees. These trees I'm only going to have go half down because I absolutely love the bottom part of it, and you can't see it as much as if I have the trees go all the way down. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is my cheat on, and I honestly don't know if it was purposeful for them to have the birds upside down or not. It's, you know, like before I scrapbooked all the time, I sewed all the time, and sometimes I've had to, once you cut into something, if you get things going the wrong direction, you're kind of committed, even though you may or may not want to be. Okay, so this is lined up with that. That's what I really care about. And my pictures, normally I'm going to center them according to the pattern on the paper and not so much the pictures where they're placed at before. Okay, so that's good enough. I usually go back and glue a little bit more. Okay, so here's my upside down bird. So I'm going to cover him up with a tree and slide him down. I'm going to tape on my mess mat so they don't get stuff everywhere. Okay, I'll start from the top and cover that little bird up and just tuck it under there. I did cut it down, and you can see how I cut out my birds. If you wanted to make it more dimensional, you could definitely pop up your... Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to arrange my pictures, and then I will put my logs. So when I glue these down, I'm going to make it so that I can get underneath of them. A lot of people foam tape their pictures up. I don't, because my picture, they always seem to be too bulky anyway, and it's just space gets to be an issue. So I'm going to, that looks good to me. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I think that's 7 1/4, just like the other one. That'll never happen again. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 1/4. Make sure you don't see my cute little kids. I wish you could see them. They're very cute. And I want that bird's tail to be there. And I'm putting it at about 3/4 on the inside. I'm not going to measure that one because I think I'm good. 7 1/4, 7 1/4 on this side. I like to do the 2 on the end, and then I can center the middle. 7 1/4. So I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. On Mondays, I kind of focus on the Stampin' Up, and I try to use, this is an upcoming preview, so I try to use either current things or things that you have bought recently, so it's more current thing. And then on Thursday, I do a Throwback Thursday, and I dig into my Close to My Heart stash, because my goal really is to use what I have. So I love how this turned out. It kind of helped, because when people see birds, it's like, oh, I love that paper, but how would I use it? And so you could use it for family pictures, and they turned out really nicely. And anyway, so I hope you'll like and subscribe. I'm still trying to get 100 subscribers. And this is day 24 of Christy's Beautiful Life. I am bound and determined. The Throwback Thursday that I'm doing, it will be day 25 of Christy's Beautiful Life. Oh, I was going to show you where I put these. So these are half, and I am just going to put those. I'm going to I am so forgetful. When I have learned since I started doing videos, I really cannot multitask. It's like you've heard this saying, oh, she can't walk and chew gum at the same time. That is probably a true statement of me. I'm just going to tuck that underneath there. I don't even care if it's even. And then this one, we have another upside down bird. I have, oh, where did the others go? I have two more. I don't know what happened to them. But I will put one right here and one right here to cover up the upside down birds. The finished layout is, of course, on the front. I will put the dimensions of the papers that I've used and the product that I've used. If you're interested and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Person and you love this paper, September 4th, if you want to order it from me, I will put the information in when it will become available. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.